So I got a call and it cut off the last video. So I'm hoping that I can just splice this with that last video together and make it one full video. If not, I'll post this second segment as a separate video. But so all that to say, my mom paid off our current home, and it has been a goal of ours to pay off both homes so that we could convert them into homes of ministry, intentional Christian community, with very clear vision or specific vision that's becoming more clear as God is putting people in our lives to help flesh that out. So that's still a goal of ours, is to pay off the other home, and um, and with that also uh, like utilize our gifts and our talents for the Lord in ministry. And many of you guys know I went into nursing school based off of a call to missions in Africa, and the Lord saw me throughout each step that I took. And James and I getting married was a huge thing of the Lord bringing us together, step by step, and speaking to us throughout the years that we've been married about where He wants us to live and what He wants us to pursue. And that's what brought us up here to Western North Carolina, was His call to be up here. And so that looked like me being a labor and delivery nurse, working as a labor and delivery nurse at a local hospital that trained me to, work with women through natural labors, also inductions, and also when that went to C-sections, how to circulate and run an operating room with clear communication and documentation, and recover patients in recovery rooms, watch for signs of, advanced cardiac life support needs. And we also were nursery nurses, so we could do neonatal resuscitation. And then we had a special care nursery that is now a NICU. So we were trained in all those areas of nursing that I felt like the Lord had put in my heart to pursue for the mission field. And that came to an abrupt stop when I turned 40, and felt like the Lord was saying to take care of me and my family. And it didn't make much sense to me as the continuity of the larger call, but it's making a lot more sense now, because I had to flow and function from a more whole place. And I can't say that I'm there yet, but all of our lives, our journeys, He's sanctifying us and making us more whole in Him. And so I see Him rising up in me more and more, and that's a good thing. So all that to say is that's been a consistent dream that is like, okay, what about that, Lord? What do you want to do with that in this season? And also, what about the worship call that you put on my life and have spoken prophetically into my life? And part of the reason why you called us up here to Western North Carolina was for a community of worshipers that felt like would be wildfires that would catch on larger fire globally. And I didn't really have clear vision about that. I thought YouTube would be a part of that, but I always assumed that other people would get that started. And due to insecurities in my own heart, I've never really consistently followed through on that on YouTube myself. And so as of late, when I've been journaling and planning and praying, I have felt the Lord, really impress upon me to see myself as worthy to be able to get things started. And so for not just James and myself and our family's lives, but to press through my own fears, fear of man, what people will think of me, whether friends or in my community or on YouTube, and to just make his name known, because that's all I want to do, and in my own closet I feel his good pleasure, but I do feel like this aching, like, why am I so held back that I can't do this in front of others that really need to hear it themselves? So, yeah. So in this next season, what I've been praying about and wrestling and working through is beginning to upload on YouTube worship content and greater authenticity of faith. I'm not sure if that's going to look like, conversation like this or what. I've uploaded quite a bit of that and kept it to unlisted for just James or myself or those that are in leadership and counsel can kind of preview first before I decide, is that too much for me to put out on YouTube? Does it need to be a little bit more refined or polished, including worship content that's like really heartfelt and unto the Lord? But I don't know, like, if it's too vulnerable or too unpolished, because it's like, sometimes I'm like messing up chords or I'm just like in the middle of I get interrupted and have a conversation. I like that sort of thing on YouTube because I feel like people need that, especially the viewers, like who are desiring more. That kind of gives context to life and community. So but at the same time, there's just areas of my heart that I'm like, is that safe for me to put out there? So I'm working through that, and those videos that are unlisted may become public in the future. I'm not sure, but we'll see. All that to say is, besides uploading music and worship on YouTube, I am looking into becoming a lactation consultant, and going back and working as a consultant to women who need help with breastfeeding. So that would be some commitment on my part for more education and hours. Somebody I used to work with at the baby place, she's the lactation consultant there now, so I'm going to be meeting with her to see what that process might look like for me. But my goal would be to be IBCLC certified. So, and then I'm also looking a little bit further down the road, going back to work as a LDRP nurse per diem. And the friends of mine who know how burnt out I got and just how tired I was at the end, I know that you are probably concerned when you hear that, and that's why I'm taking it very slow. And I would like to see what the Lord would do with YouTube, and also me working as a lactation consultant first, and just feeling like I'm coming from a place of health before pursuing those long hours, 12-hour shifts. But I would be doing it not as a full-time or even part-time basis. It would be like 4 shifts a month, or even 4 shifts every 6 weeks, I think, with certain per diem jobs. So that's like 1 shift a week. And as the kids are getting older and a lot more autonomous in their studies, and some of them are going to be graduating this year, and they're driving, I think that may be something that would feel good for me to feel like I'm giving in the community in a way that feels right for where I'm at and where our family's at. So, and then also in the next couple of years, maybe in addition to working or as opposed to working, I'm still kind of praying about that, is going back to school to become a certified nurse midwife. And that would be about a 2-year commitment. So, yeah, that would allow me to further the dream of becoming a midwife and working overseas with women and children, which has been, the initial call that the Lord gave me when I was 15. So anyway, this is where I'm at. This is what we're working towards. I'm getting interrupted by a knock on the door. Come on in. Hey, come on in. Hey.
You know where Dad is?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I was trying to find him so we could knock this thing out.
Try calling him.
Okay.
Love you. Yeah, so I think that I touched all the bases, all the, bases, I don't know. Just wanted to say that, so that's me, that's where things that I'm planning and dreaming for, and James is really encouraging me in all of these things, and he's continuing to be the steady in our home and consistently help kids with their higher education, just becoming very challenging with physics and calculus and some of the subjects that I just never learned myself. And he's predominantly doing the landlording and managing of the other home and keeping things moving smoothly in this home. I do a lot of scheduling and delegating and communicating, and he makes sure he makes things happen. And so we're both moving into different uncharted territory with our kids and these ages, and trying to keep their hearts still, and just allow an atmosphere where we all feel like we're thriving. So I'm thankful. I love my family so much, and I'm so thankful for how the Lord has been faithful to us, and the fruit that He has He's birthed, and we just are cultivating that still, just wanting to see our kids thrive and live here, as adults in harmony together. So until whatever the Lord calls them to. So that's kind of where I'm at this summer, what I've been praying about, and just hoping to kind of put something in a place where my friends can, since I can't always take a phone call or get together for coffee, would just be able to know how we're doing. So love you all, and hope that you all are enjoying your summers as well. I'd love to hear how each of you are doing, and I'd love your prayers and your support of this YouTube channel would greatly help us in our journey, and in the way that we have been fighting the good fight, and hopefully seeing some material fruition as well as we continue to move forward, because our dreams are bigger now. So anyway, love you all. Talk to you later. The video does not want to stop. Stop. It's like frozen.